Right now, 2 Navy cooks are slicing prime rib in a kitchen the size of a bathroom, steam rising off the tray, fresh bread pulling out of the oven behind them. And this is all happening 300 feet below the ocean surface, inside a submarine that has been underwater for weeks, with no way up until the mission ends. By tonight, these men and women will have already started prepping breakfast before dinner is even finished. Tomorrow, they do it again, every single day, for up to 90 days straight, from a food supply that was locked in before the submarine ever left port. So the question is this: how do these chefs keep 150 sailors fed, satisfied, and ready for duty for 3 months straight on a supply that shrinks every single day? Stay with us, because the answer is more demanding than anything most professional kitchens will ever face. Let's put this in real terms. The moment a submarine goes underwater, the food supply is locked. Every pound of meat, every bag of flour, every can of vegetables was counted and loaded before departure. That number does not change. Every meal served makes it smaller. Here is what that actually looks like. A 90-day patrol requires roughly 15,000 pounds of food for a crew of 150 sailors. The galley is just 10 feet by 12 feet, so that food fills everything else. Passageways, shower stalls, the torpedo room. Salamis hang from pipes above the bunks. The crew lays plywood over rows of stacked cans along the floor and walks on top of them. They call it eating your way out. As the weeks pass and supplies get consumed, the floor slowly lowers beneath their feet. 6 culinary specialists sustain the entire operation. 2 do the actual cooking, 1 on the day shift and 1 at night. 4 others handle prep, cleaning, and serving. 6 people, 4 meals a day. 150 sailors who cannot eat anywhere else. And here is what nobody mentions when they describe this job. The cooking is not the hardest part. What actually makes or breaks this entire system happens before a single pot ever touches the stove. Let us be clear about what 1,000 meals actually means, because the number alone does not tell the real story. This is not 1,000 different dishes served to 1,000 different people. This is the same 150 sailors eating 4 times every single day, because a submarine never stops running, and the crew works rotating shifts around the clock. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations for the sailors standing night watch. The galley does not close. And the standard these cooks are held to is not just quantity. The USS Jefferson City prepares 200 portions for a crew of 100, because sailors come back for seconds, and the kitchen accounts for that before service even starts. On Sundays, the tradition is prime rib or ribeye with shrimp. Saturdays are always pizza and buffalo wings, whether the submarine is in the Atlantic or the Pacific. A late meal disrupts the watch schedule. A failed dish wastes supplies that can never be recovered. That same USS Jefferson City placed in the top 4 among more than 100 submarines competing for the best galley across the entire fleet. 2 cooks, a 10 by 12 foot kitchen, top 4 in the whole Navy. If that kind of dedication means something to you, type respect in the comments right now, because these sailors deserve it every single day. But here's what makes that achievement even more remarkable. Their success was already being decided weeks before the submarine ever left port. The real secret is not the cooking. It is the planning. Every meal for the entire 90-day patrol is mapped out before the submarine ever leaves the dock. The Navy runs a 28-day rotating menu cycle that repeats 3 times across the full deployment. But planning the menu is only the beginning. The harder part is knowing exactly when each ingredient gets used and making sure the right supplies are still available when that moment arrives. Fresh produce goes first. The first 2 weeks, the galley serves real eggs, fresh vegetables, and quality cuts of meat. By week 3, that is finished. Frozen takes over. By the final stretch of the patrol, cooks are working through canned goods and dry ingredients that need far more effort to taste right. Every step of that shift is mapped before a single item gets loaded. Nothing about it is left to chance. The freezer, roughly the same size as the entire galley itself, is packed in strict sequence. Week 1, items sit right inside the door. Week 8, items are buried in the back. Once that hatch closes, the structure is set and nothing moves. But knowing the plan and executing it every day inside a sealed tube moving silently through the ocean are two completely different things. And this is where the real pressure begins. There is no downtime in a submarine galley. While the last service is still being cleared, the next meal is already being built. The day shift cook starts prep before most of the crew wakes up. By the time breakfast wraps, lunch is already in motion. Someone is always on watch. Someone is always hungry. The kitchen does not stop for anyone. Here is something most people never expect. There are no open flames on a submarine, no gas stoves, no open grills. In a sealed steel tube 300 feet underwater, a kitchen fire is not a problem to manage. It is a survival emergency. Every appliance runs on electricity. 1 griddle, 2 convection ovens, 2 deep fryers. Everything bolted to the floor. Hot liquid secured before the hull shifts. Timing controls every part of this. The protein, the starch, the sides must all hit the plate together, using the same fixed set of equipment, every service, every day. One mistake does not just affect one meal. It burns through supplies that are gone for good and throws the next service off before it has even started. These cooks do not guess. They execute the same steps in the same order to the same standard without exception. What no training course fully prepares them for is what comes next. Because around week 3, the ingredients holding the whole system together start disappearing. In the first 2 weeks, the menu is at its peak. Fresh vegetables, real fruit, quality meat straight from the chiller. The crew eats well, and the galley still has room to work. By week 3, that window is closed. What the crew calls the plastic cow, a UHT milk dispenser mounted to the wall, replaces real milk. Canned goods begin carrying the weight of every meal. The fresh era is done. The cooks manage this shift without ever saying a word about it. A chicken breast grilled in week 2 gets marinated and braised in week 6. The same canned tomatoes become a pasta sauce on Tuesday and a braising base on Thursday. The plate may look nearly the same. The work behind it has quietly doubled. The crew is not supposed to notice the difference, and most of the time, they do not. But they feel something that no meal plan ever fully captures. Chief Kevin Staub of the USS Los Angeles said it plainly. 99% of the morale is here. This is it. No sunlight. Recycled air that has been through every set of lungs on the boat before reaching yours. Weeks with barely any contact with family. In that environment, a hot meal that arrives on time and tastes right is not just food. It is proof that the system is still holding. And 2 cooks, inside a kitchen smaller than most people's bedrooms, carry that weight every single day. No applause, no days off, no way out until the mission is done.